Good morning everybody, I am Sarah with the trains, and today I'm heading out to film my 1000 subscriber celebratory Q&A part 1. And I say part 1 because you guys submitted so many questions, there's no way I can answer them in just one video, so if I don't answer your question today, I'll be doing so in the future. As you can see, the mushroom hat has made a return because the sun is out and I really burn quite quickly. Also got factor 50 plus 8 hour lasting, mainly intended for kids sun cream on.
Welcome to this service for Great Yarmouth. We will be calling at Brundle Gardens, Brundle, Lingwood, Acle and Great Yarmouth.
So I am filming the first bit of my video here at Brundle, one of the first stations on the main network I visited on this channel. So my first question of the day is 745s or 755s, you can only save one. I think for me that is a bit of a no-brainer. It's the 755s, it's gotta be. I love those little 3 and 4 car units. The 745s, you know, they got their own charm and stuff, but I think I miss the slam door stock too much to choose the 745s over the 755s. Next up, what's your earliest memory of trains or a railway outing? Well, it is a trip to Derby Station when I was very young. I want to say about 4 or 3, although I'm sure my mum will correct me if I'm wrong. I remember getting the train from Blythebridge and I remember really enjoying the journey. I then remember, very unfortunately, cutting my hand on a handrail at the station and having to get some first aid from some of the staff at Derby. But they were very, very kind and they gave me some leaflets and stuff, I suppose to make me feel better. And I remember getting, it's an old British Rail publication, it's a Roald Dahl's Book of Railway Safety, I think is the title, or something similar. And I just remember reading that a lot, like probably maybe a little obsessively. I really remember the story about the young lad being on a train in the days of compartment trains when you didn't have toilet facilities. His dad took his serviceman's hat off, I think he was supposed to be in the Navy or something, and he said, "Do it in that," and then flung it out of the window at some small middle of nowhere station, and it hit the station master in the face. And that story has really stuck with me through my entire life. Next up, the question is, how did 755-412 become your bi-mode babe? Basically, 755-412 was the first class 755 I ever rode on. And after that, I found that every time I went to Norwich Station, I was on the lookout for 412. I don't know why, I guess that little train has just stuck with me. And then I decided to make a TikTok video about it, and I was coming up with a nickname 4412, and I was like, flirt, bi-mode, how do we, what can it buy, bi-mode babe. And that's how it came about. It all started with a little TikTok video. Favourite and least favourite type of sprinter. I don't know if I necessarily need to tell you who asked this one. Thanks for the question, Tico. Favourite type of sprinter, of course, it's the classic, it's the 158. I do love the 158s, I think they're brilliant. I have been riding on those for many years now, and I don't know, I always find there's a fair bit of leg room. I find the seats quite comfortable. I like the airline style seating for long journeys because I do use them for long journeys between Norwich and Nottingham, which is about 2 3/4 hours. Least favourite, I would say, it's the 153, the dog box. Used to ride them on the line between Norwich and Great Yarmouth. Don't have great memories of them, don't remember them being all that comfortable, although maybe that's just the ones that were being run on these lines. Favourite livery? I am going to go for the East Midlands Railway purple livery. I love all things purple. Favourite locomotive? I think anybody who saw the video of my cake will know that my favourite locomotive ever is 4468, the A4 Pacific Mallard. That was 755-411, rattling through Brundle. Next up on the questions list, will you visit other places to see different trains? Yes. That's the very short, simple answer. Yes. What is your favourite train journey in the UK? That would be the Transpennine Express that goes through the Hope Valley. I know their service is absolutely shocking at the minute. I love the scenery of that route. I think it's amazing. This person did also ask what my favourite train journey outside of the UK is. Unfortunately, I have never travelled on trains outside of the UK. I haven't been out of the country since 2006, and that was on a school trip to the World War I battlefields. The only times I've ever been out of the country were on school trips, so we sadly didn't go on the trains when we were there. What are your hopes for the future, both train and non-train dreams? Train dreams, ride as many trains as possible, ride trains in America. I would like to go to America. It would be a very expensive trip, so it's not exactly going to happen very soon. My non-train dreams, be happy and own my own home. That's especially true at the moment because our housing situation, yeah, not great. My favourite. How about that for when I'm filming one of my special videos? Bye mode babe, rattling through Brundle. Next question. Are there any areas of the country you would like to explore by train? Done a small amount of exploring in Wales. Gonna do more of that this year. I would also really like to explore Scotland. Somebody else asked me if I'd ever travelled on the trains in Scotland. I haven't. But I would love to. I'd also really love to take the Caledonia Sleeper. I've actually got another very similar question, which is, where would you love to visit by train that you have not been to yet? That would be Cornwall. Been to Cornwall a few times on holiday, but would love to go there by the Night Riviera. We've now got 755-413 taking some people to Norwich. Next question. Do you buy or have any railway books? Short answer to this, yes I do. I have quite a lot. Unfortunately, I don't have access to them at the moment because of the housing situation. They are stored in various people's back bedrooms and garages. I have some books that are very, very old indeed. I have a Station Master's Handbook that goes back to 1910. I absolutely adore collecting them. I've got a couple about locomotive maintenance that come from the 40s or 50s. I love reading about the railways. I love reading the things that are just, I guess you could call them relics of a bygone age, from like the steam age and stuff. It's just fascinating, really. Railway history is so fascinating, and learning about, you know, people like Isambard Kingdom Brunel and Nigel Gresley, Robert Riddles. Fascinating. Is there a video you look back on and think I could have done it better? Barmouth. I would say Barmouth. I thought a lot about this, but I think it is Barmouth because that video ended up being so short, and I filmed relatively little of the station and the surrounding area. I am going to Wales again this summer, and I think I might try and do that video again. Now, I have been asked if I have a favourite journey operated by Greater Anglia, and also if I have a favourite station. Now, both of these are going to be answered by the next train I get on. Was 755-337, the train we came to Brundall on. Here we go. Here comes our train. And we have got 327.
Welcome to this service for Great Yarmouth. We will be calling at Buckenham, Cantley, Weedham, Berney Arms and Great Yarmouth.
So that answers the question of the journey, but which station is it that's my favourite?
Welcome to this service for Great Yarmouth.
Well, I am now here at my favourite station. It is Berney Arms. As some of you who have been following the channel for a while may remember, this was the second video that I uploaded, although it was actually filmed third. I just absolutely had a blast filming here. I just fell in love with it. The surrounding area is so beautiful, it's so quiet, and I'm just thoroughly enchanted by it. Now, for the benefit of anybody who hasn't yet seen my first Berney Arms video, I'm going to link it up there, but I'm also going to give you a little run round and rundown of the station facilities. We have got one tiny little platform. When you get here, you can only get out of the front doors of the train. You've got some on-platform cycle parking, a bench, this old-fashioned Berney Arms sign, another bench, another Berney Arms sign, the old-fashioned help point, and oh my god, this is different, this is new. We actually have a departure screen. This wasn't here last time, and it is solar powered. This is brilliant. I honestly never thought they would have a departure screen at Berney Arms. I am absolutely thrilled. Anyway, on with the station tour. We have got the out ramp, which is also the in ramp. This is level access. Berney Arms is completely level access, although I would debate whether it's necessarily wheelchair accessible because that is a very steep route onto the platform. Over there we've got some cows. Not strictly a station feature, but worth noting. Down here we have got the barrow crossing to get you across the line if you want to walk in the direction of the small settlement that is also called Berney Arms. Way off in the distance that way, about an hour's walk away, is Halvegate, which is the nearest place accessible by actual road. You've got your safety sign, of course, and I have just spotted something new, brand new. In my last video at Berney Arms, I sort of complained that the sign, it wasn't even obvious that it was a station sign, it was so faded, but we have got a brand new one. Over on the other side of the line, always crossed safely. Loving the new sign. We have got station information posters. There's a sign here pointing you in the direction of Berney Arms Mill, the ancient monument, which you can just see in the distance over there. I think the other thing I love about Berney Arms is the history and why the station even exists at all, which is covered in the video that I did about Berney Arms specifically. Just had some more people get off. Very popular today. So, time for more questions. What gave you the inspiration to start YouTubing? I had been doing some TikTok videos. I'd been doing TikTok videos where I was essentially taking people for a walk with me around Norwich. I think it started because of like the pandemic. Just wasn't able to go to as many places. I did sort of history stuff about Ket's Heights when I went for a walk there, and then I found out there was a disused station at Whitlingham. Went for a walk there, filmed a video about that. A bit before that, I'd fell into researching railway architecture and the Great Western Railway, because for various reasons I'd ended up with a plan in mind to make a model of a station from a film, and I wanted to get that accurate. I still haven't made the model, but I did start making TikToks about railways, railway history, stuff like that. But I found the time limit on the videos, because the longest you could do a video at that point was 3 minutes. I found it quite restrictive, and I thought, well, I know a way I can do it with longer videos. That's YouTube. And I'd wanted to do a YouTube for a while. I had a plan to do one about food history because I'm really interested in that as well, but there was always something that was stopping me doing it. And then I started with the train videos, and it was just like, yes. And I started to think, you know, I got a positive reaction to my stuff on TikTok, and then got a positive reaction to stuff on YouTube, and I was just like, I might be good at this, so let's do it more. And that's just where it started, really, the YouTube. And I just want to do more and more with it. Next one is probably the most popular question I got, which is what got you into trains, or variations on that point. I think it's sort of two things, I think, and the biggest one is there's a film called The Ghost Train from the 1940s. It's an Arthur Askey film, and it's a comic adaptation of a play by Arnold Ridley. To viewers of a certain age, so sort of probably my age and above, he's better known as Private Godfrey from Dad's Army, but Arnold Ridley was actually a playwright as well. And The Ghost Train, the film with Arthur Askey, is a comedic adaptation of that, set in 1940. I just got obsessed with that film. Like, I would just sit there as a little child and watch it, rewind it, watch it, rewind it, And, you know, at the age of sort of 5, I was quoting entire chunks of the dialogue from that film because I just loved it so much, and that meant that anything that reminded me of that film, so steam trains in particular to begin with, it was just such a source of joy for me. I actually broke the first videotape we had of that, but I've now got it on DVD, so that's fine. I think also the incident at Derby Station that I mentioned, because they gave me those leaflets and stuff, and I just kept reading about them and learning about railway safety, I think that fed into it as well. So, I think it's a combination of things. I also remember going to Foxfield Railway when I was very small, which is a small heritage railway very near to where I grew up. I have some really fond memories of that. And when I was young, when we went on holiday, if there was a steam railway, we usually went to it. So there was this passion from being quite young, and my parents fed into it as well, and my granddad did as well, because he always loved trains. He had a small model railway. He was really into the model side of things. Actually, when he was a small child, he got moved on by the police because he was standing watching a model railway go round and round in a toy shop window. Future Sarah here. Just thought of another reason why I really like trains. Because I have epilepsy, I can't drive, and being able to travel by public transport means I have a degree of independence that I wouldn't otherwise have, and I'm not reliant on other people taking me places. I'm not having to ask people for lifts and stuff, or just not being able to go where I want to go because I can't drive. So that is another very big reason why I love trains so much. Anyway, back to the questions. Next question, which other YouTube creators do you admire? There are so many. There are so many great creators out there, but just to give a few, G Loves Trains, always got a knickers on red. Jen on the Move, pointing at stuff. Simon Trains, also known as Simon Trains. Tico Sprinter, who is just so gloriously chaotic. Jeff Marshall, because, well, he's Jeff. Jeff's great. Hull History Nerd, absolutely fascinating, because I never thought I could love learning about the docks in Hull. Northwest Level Crossings, who brings me great joy from just films of level crossings, because there's nothing quite like the sound of a level crossing alarm. There's Wheels in Motion, whose username I forget off the top of my head. I just love watching their train videos. I think his train videos are absolutely spectacular. It's especially great if you can't get out and go spotting. Like I said, there are so many great creators out there that I don't think I could actually list all of them that I admire, but yeah. And they've all in their own way given me the inspiration that I can do it too. Okay, somebody has asked, as part of their question, any places you'd like to travel or railway journeys you would like to do? I would love to do the Glacier Express. I think mountain scenery and snow and all that gorgeousness would be brilliant. That is on the bucket list. Another question, would you do a series of videos on the Poacher line? Absolutely, 100%. I want to do that. That is one of my many plans. There's so many places in this country I want to visit. I don't think I'm going to run out of material for YouTube for a very long time. And I've saved the most important question for last. What is your favourite oatcake filling? For anyone outside of the North Staffordshire area, an oatcake, it's kind of like an oaty pancake, if that makes any sense. They're absolutely delicious. They're a staple food where I come from. I absolutely love them, and one of the great problems of living in Norfolk now is that I can't really get them. Occasionally, I found at one point, every couple of years, they would randomly spring up at Tesco's Blue Ball. I don't know why. It was sort of, at one point, it was like a brigadoon kind of thing. But I haven't seen them there for quite a while, unfortunately. But my favourite oatcake filling of all time is cheese and tomato. That is fresh tomato, not tinned. And you've got to melt the cheese. I had some when I was back in Staffordshire recently, where the cheese hadn't been melted onto the oatcake. It was just sort of grated and shoved there. What's that about? That's weird. And I think it's sort of closely followed by cheese and beans. So I just want to say thank you everybody so much for all your great questions. I've got so many more that I want to answer, but I want to do them justice, and they're going to get their own video as well in the future. So now I think I'm going to pop off over to Berney Arms, go have a look at the windmill. Why don't you come too? Here's that windmill I was telling you about. I think that is a rather majestic structure. As you can see, there is really not much here at Berney Arms at all. The thing about this building over here used to be a pub, and then it closed. But I've just seen a new sign over here. The sign says, "Welcome to Berney Arms Pub and Bistro." So, does that mean they're open again? So, just having a quick cursory glance at the building, it doesn't appear that they are open, but maybe it's a work in progress, I don't know. And with that, I think I'm going to meander back to the station now. So, back here at Berney Arms, I think you can just see that brand new Berney Arms station sign behind me. Just time for me to say thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you all next time on another railway adventure. I'm now going to head off to Great Yarmouth and get some chips and probably ice cream as well. Bye.
Great Yarmouth. Great Yarmouth. Next stop will be Great Yarmouth.